Hello, everyone. Good evening. How are you doing today? Hopefully, you're doing fine. And actually, tonight we have something to talk about, and hoping that all of you follow us on TikTok at spoken.learning on TikTok. You might have learned about a general debate that one of our posted videos generated. So, turns out that I posted about the S sounds, as I have been talking about like since the first day you ever saw me here, like the importance of recognizing and differencing certain sounds from language to language. So, as you know, around the world, there's not only one Spanish, correct? There are different dialects of Spanish, as there are different dialects for English. For example, could you say that the English that is spoken in the United Kingdom is the same, like within the United Kingdom? Now, the answer for that is of course not. Claro que no. The English that is spoken in England is not the same as the English that is spoken in Scotland. That is quite different from the one that is spoken in Wales. Correct? So, just wondering, do you think that there is only one Spanish? I don't know. I'd like to know your opinion about that. Personally, personally, and humbly, of course, recognizing that I made a humongous and horrible mistake, spelling mistake actually, of course not. So you see, por supuesto que el sistema indica, like the whole grammatical system indicates that it is one language. But the way we articulate sounds, the words that we use, the meanings, like the general meanings of different words, are different around the world. Having that said, of course, sounds are part of that difference. And that is what makes Spanish the most enriching language, in my opinion, around the world. So you see, if we contrast different languages, we can see that Russian has not got certain conjugations in their verbs, so as Chinese. Now, as you can also see, um, sorry about that. All right. So, as you can also see, there are different kinds of words, like different spellings from English to English. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you spell realize in American English, then you do it with a Z, correct? If you spell realize and different verbs that end with the suffix "is" in in British English, then you might do it with S. Am I correct here? Am I like getting you uh to see what I'm meaning? Do you see where I'm getting at? And that happens exactly the same with sounds. So, just a brief summary on history. It all started in Spain. Well, of course not. Mala idea. It all started in the old continent. It all started in Europe. We don't know how, we don't know when, we don't know in which specific location of Europe. People started needing to communicate, you know? Like uttering sounds like weren't enough. They needed some signs, they needed some words that started emerging from the actual need of communicating. And that is the most beautiful thing that the human being will always have, the ability to communicate with words. Now, they started generating different pidgin languages, correct? And then they started mixing those languages from time to time. And then languages started evolving, correct? Now, there was one point in which the basis of Spanish were in the territory that was part of of that of Spain and Portugal. And then when Christopher Columbus packed the ships that came to the Americas, they brought that dialect with them. Hoy en día es parte del español que se habla en las Islas Canarias y Andalucía. But then there are many theories that said that the sound of C and Z or Z in American English evolved in Spain. We don't know why. There are theories that say that a king, blah, 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 que tenía problemas con su frenillo, so he had a physiological issue in his mouth and blah. But that's just a theory, and it's a rather a good one, if you ask me. The thing is that when that Spanish came over here, it got mixed with different languages, indigenous languages, such as Nahuatl. Now, the S sound in Spanish can be found in three different letters. Letter S o la letra S, letter C o la letra C, letter Z o la letra Z, and of course, thanks to Nahuatl's, in letter X, la X. You can find the S sound. Now, of course, I want to take this one out because this one has a specific rationale. La X consigue el sonido de la Z en el momento que el náhuatl se mezcla con el español o con esa variante dialectal del español. Es por eso que puede decirse que se adopta ese sonido para la X. But it has to do with Nahuatl language. Now, in Spain, en parte de la variación ibérica del español, en el español ibérico, Spanish from Spain, la C y la Z tienen el sonido C, Z, thing. You see? So actually, English language has that sound. We don't have that in Latin America. In Latin American Spanish, these three, with their variations in articulation, carry the same sound. I do not want to be so specific because I'm going to start using some terms and some specific names for the words that are not quite useful for all of you. What I can share with you is that sometimes, only sometimes, our tongue articulates quite differently inside our mouth. And it's because the vowel sound that is after the C, S, or Z. Okay? So we are going to be working today with history specifically. After they arrived, languages got mixed. And, of course, RAE, la Real Academia de la Lengua Española, tells us en la variante dialectal que se habla, como bien corrigieron en Hispanoamérica, las Islas Canarias y en algunas partes de Andalucía, el sonido S se utiliza para las letras S, C y Z. All right, guys, so this is just clarification time. Hopefully you can meet us at spoken.learning on TikTok. And well, hope to see you soon. I wish I bring some other examples of these kinds of words, and hopefully I'll share again the addition I did on C, having and carrying the S sound, and X, of course. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great and lovely night. Hope to see you soon. Peace out.